Hello everyone and welcome back to English Buff. My name is Jana and today I'm going to talk with you about how to describe the weather other than sunny, windy, rainy or snowy. I'm going to guide you through seasonal weather like summer, winter, spring and autumn. And I'm going to give you nouns, verbs, adjectives, and of course idioms. Let's go on with the lesson. Firstly, let's talk about spring, season we're all in now. I will start out with adjectives. Changeable, since the weather in spring often changes from sunny days to heavy rains. You can also say breezy when we speak about light wind. It's normally very pleasant and welcomed. In contrast, you can say that the day is blustery, which means that it is so windy that your umbrella will just blow away. When we speak about the temperature, it can be mild, when it's warm at a time when it's normally cold. So this spring we can definitely call mild. We can say overcast when it's cloudy and there is no sun in the sky, so probably it's going to rain. One that is not so positive is clammy. It means that the weather is slightly cool and wet in an unpleasant way. Let's take some verbs. When we speak about the rain, we can say that it's drizzling. It means that the rain is not so intensive, but rather pleasant. It is the best time for a romantic stroll, if you know what I mean. If the rain is getting stronger, we can say that it's pouring down. And it also means that the rain is short in length. Due to such rain, you can get drenched, which is extremely wet. Moving on to the nouns. You've got drizzle, which is small drops of rain, shower, which is more intensive but shorter in period, downpour, which is extremely intensive rain. Hailstones or just hail, which is uncountable. These are tiny balls of ice falling from the sky. Well, but sometimes they're not tiny. The idiom I like a lot is to be soaked to the bone. This is when it's rained on you and you are really, really wet.
Oh, you are soaked to the bone, monsieur. Come, warm yourself by the fire.
Thank you.
But don't forget that there is always a rainbow after the storm. Right, let's talk about summer. The best adjective to describe a summer weather is hot. But let's make some collocations with this word. So it can be boiling hot, roasting hot, and sweltering hot. It can also be stifling when it's so hot that you can hardly breathe. And of course it can be scorching when it's hot but pleasantly hot. The weather can be oppressive when it's too hot and there is no wind, or sultry when it's unpleasantly hot and the air is slightly wet. However, when we speak about last summer days, we can say that the weather is balmy, which means that this is pleasantly warm. The idioms connected with the sun. The first one, to soak up the sun, which means to take in as much sun as possible.
Get in the car, Marvin. Have a Mai Tai, soak up some sun.
And another one, to catch some rays, which means the same, to absorb the sunshine and maybe to get some tan.
Talk to me about Vegas.
Should be pretty mellow. Do some gambling, maybe catch some rays.
Now, let's talk about autumn, or as it's known in American English, fall. Some adjectives connected with it. Misty or foggy, which is when there is cold moisture in the air, normally in the mornings. It could be gloomy with dark clouds and dull light. Some people consider this type of weather a bit depressing, but I enjoy studying when the weather is like that. We can say that it is overcast when the weather is covered with clouds. This is another way to say cloudy. Overcast. Speaking about wind, it can be blowy, which is similar to breezy. Some nouns specifically related to wind. A breeze, which is gentle and pleasant wind. A gale, which is a strong wind. A hurricane, which is a very, very strong wind. But my favorite period of autumn is called Indian summer. This is the period when the weather is warm and calm, pleasant, and it's usually at the beginning of the autumn. This is early autumn. And finally, let's talk about winter. Let's start with nouns. A flurry. This describes light snowfall. Well, it's snowing outside, but it's a flurry. There may be blizzards, severe snowstorms with strong winds. Snow drifts, large piles of snow formed by the wind. Sleet, which is wet, partly melted fallen snow. And slush, which is snow lying on the ground which has started to melt. Let's move on with adjectives. The winter can be bitterly cold or freezing cold. It might be nippy or chilly, which is rather cold. If we talk about this year's winter, we can say that it was mild, which isn't particularly cold. Now let's consider verbs. To snow, which is obvious, I hope. To settle. This verb describes the snow when it falls to the ground and stays there. This is the best time to make a snowman. To sleet, when we speak about wet snow or very cold rain. To freeze, which means to be covered with the layer of ice, the best time for skating. And to thaw, which means beginning to melt because of the rise in temperature. And for some idioms, a cold snap. We use it when we describe a short period of cold weather.
We were already facing some design and production challenges, but then this cold snap happened.
One more, dead of winter. The middle of winter, which is usually especially cold.
Mrs. Harper, that's why I'm up here in the dead of winter talking about it with you folks.
Right, that's it for today's lesson. Now I want you to write in comments about the weather from where you are today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I shall see you soon for another lesson. Bye bye.